Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Jag here. In today's class, we're just going to continue with our Math 10 content on the topic of quadratics. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so here we are. So let's try an example. Okay, and in this example, what we're going to do is we're going to determine the equation. So let me put down the question here. So we put determine the equation to represent, let's put each, okay, parabola. And what we're doing today is just taking some questions from the review section, okay, at the end of the textbook here. Okay, so let's try A. I'll put A here. So what's given to us is basically the vertex of the parabola. The vertex is given as 0 and 3. Then there is also a point that is given on the parabola, and the point is 2 and -5. Okay, so this is our question. We're going to be looking for the equation of the parabola. So the first thing you're going to do is basically just sub it into this equation. So it's y equals a and then x minus h squared plus k. Okay, in this case, the h and the k actually represent the vertex of this parabola. So what we're going to do is sub in. You notice right here, we're going to sub in the h and the k of the vertex. The h value is actually equal to 0. So I'm going to do x minus 0 squared plus k, which is equal to 3. Also note down, you're not actually changing the sign of the k value here. Okay, however, for the h value of the vertex, you are changing the sign. Okay, so this is our equation so far. Then we're going to sub in this point, which is 2 and -5, and you're going to sub it in for the x and y. Okay, so the y is equal to -5. So do -5 equals a, and then x is 2. So 2 minus 0 squared plus 3. Okay, I hope everyone's following along here. In the next step, what I'm going to do is take this 3, positive 3, to the other side. So it's going to become negative. So we do -5 minus 3 equals a. This is 2 minus 0, so 2 and then squared. Remember, you can do as many steps as you want, okay? Make sure you're just getting the correct answer at the end. So we're doing -5 minus 3, -8 equals a. This is 2 squared, so 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. Okay? And now we're going to just divide it by 4 on both sides, so this 4 cancels out. This is the value of a. A is equal to -8 divided by 4. A is equal to -2. Let's box that. Okay, when you're looking for the equation of the parabola, you're always solving for the value of a. So let's do, therefore, our parabola is going to be y equals -2 x minus 0 squared plus 3. Okay, however, you don't need to even put the 0 here, so I'm just going to rewrite it underneath. Y equals -2. You could put x squared plus 3. Okay, and if you're given this equation as well, okay, in the standard form, you should be able to state what the vertex is by just looking at the equation itself. All right? Okay, so with that, we're going to try one more question. So maybe you'll just put B here. Okay, so in B this time, I have the x-intercepts are given. And I'm going to write them down here. The x-intercepts are given as -5 and 0. And then 3 and 0. Okay? However, I notice I can't just have the x-intercepts, okay? I do have to have at least a point that lies on the parabola. So the point is given here as 2 and -7, okay? So you notice it's basically slightly different compared to part A. In part A, the vertex was given, so we just directly subbed it into the vertex form. This time, the x-intercepts are given to us, okay? So we're going to sub it into this equation. So So y equals a, and then x minus r, x minus s. This is the general form, okay? This is the general factored form of the parabola. So if the x-intercepts are given to you, you can just directly sub it into this equation. Make sure you do change the signs, okay, for the intercepts here. So I'm going to change this -5, so you're going to do x plus 5. This is 3, it's going to be x minus 3. So don't forget to change the sign as you're subbing it in. Then we're going to sub in our point, which is 2 and -7. So maybe we'll just write it right here. So the y is -7 here. X is equal to 2. So -7 equals a. And the x is 2, so you're going to do like 2 plus 5 times 2 minus 3. Okay, so does everyone see what we're doing? So we're taking the x-intercepts, we sub it into the general form of the parabola, which is the factored form right here. Okay, after you sub it in, make sure you are changing the sign, okay, for the x-intercepts. And then we're just subbing in this point that's given to us. This point is actually found on the parabola. Okay, so I can directly sub it into this equation. So let's try solving this. So I have -7 equals a. 2 plus 5. Oh, sorry. So 2 plus 5 here. So I'm going to put 7. Okay, and 2 minus 3, which is -1. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite it so we can see that. So a, and you're doing 7 times -1, which is -7. Okay. So you're basically just multiplying, okay, what's inside the brackets here. To get rid of the -7, we're going to divide it by -7. And as you can see, this is the value of a here. A is equal to +1. Okay, so it's basically -7 divided by -7, which is equal to 1. Okay, and then let's write our equation here. So therefore, y equals, basically I'll write down the 1 so you can see it, 1. Okay, and then it's x plus 5, and then times x minus 3. Okay, now if you notice right here, the value for a is equal to 1. This is not a stretch, not a vertical stretch, nor a vertical compression. Okay, I don't even need to write the 1 here. Okay, you could just write y equals x plus 5 times x minus 3. The reason this is the factored form of the parabola is because I can see what the x-intercepts are right away. Okay, I see that the x-intercepts here are -5 and +3. Okay, so you notice again, you do have to change, okay, the sign inside the brackets when you're subbing it into this form. Okay, and so when you're given, again, in terms of the vertex, you can actually directly just substitute your vertex into the general form of the vertex, which is right here. And as soon as you do that, okay, a point will be given on the parabola. You take that point, you sub in the x and y values into your equation, and you see that you're solving for the value of a. Okay, if you notice the value for a here, how it's basically -2, okay? So the negative sign, okay, does show you that the vertex is opening downward. So why don't we put some extra info in here? I'm going to put opening downwards because there's a negative sign. And you notice because the value, the absolute value of a is basically equal to 2, okay, which is greater than 1. So I'm going to put a is greater than 1. This is known as a vertical stretch. Okay, and the vertical stretch just means that the parabola is basically skinnier than the parent function, which is y equals x squared. Okay, however, if the absolute value of a was less than 1, and it was between 0 and +1, okay, that would actually be a vertical compression. If you were to graph it out, it would basically be a little bit wider. Okay, this is a vertical stretch. Okay, the graph would basically be just like a little bit skinnier like this, what I drew on the side. If you notice for part B, the value of a is equal to 1. Okay, and I notice because it's a 1 here, okay, there is no stretch, no vertical stretch, and no vertical compression that's taking place for this parabola. Okay, and it would basically just be the same shape as the y equals x squared graph. All right. Okay, so that looks good. And if there are no questions, that does bring this video to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see everyone in the next video. Thanks. Bye.